Hey there, guys. Marketing 101. Marketing 101. We're talking about it today. I have had numerous requests from you guys time and time again. I ask the question when people join the free Build a Six-Figure Coaching Business Facebook group. We always ask, what do you want to learn? What do you want to learn? And people tell us, marketing. Talk to us about marketing. And to keep it real with you, it's a pretty broad topic, right? Marketing. So I've had to kind of think about, oh, that's a broad topic. How do I make this fit into one of our Facebook Lives? But I've made it fit, and I'm going to give you guys an overview when it comes to marketing. That's why I called it Marketing 101, right? This is if you're just getting your business started, your coaching business started. Marketing 101, what should be top of mind when it comes to marketing, what works, what doesn't work, etc. Super excited to cover this topic today. I am looking down because I am going to get into my Facebook group, the Build a Six-Figure Coaching Business Facebook group, and make sure that you guys can see me, can hear me. As you're coming in today, please drop into the chat. I'd love to hear, since we're coming off Thanksgiving in the U.S., I know not everybody, are Canadians. I think you guys had it in October, if I got that right. But since Thanksgiving's on the mind, drop into the comments as you're coming in. What's one thing you are very grateful for? Share with the group. What is one thing you are very, very grateful for? I would love to hear you share that as we get started for today. Drop into the group, and I'd love to see who's with us today too. For those of you who don't know me, as always, sharing a little bit for our new group members. We have people joining every single day to this group, which is pretty cool. My name is Betty Kempa, business coach for coaches, member of the Forbes Coaches Council. I am an IPEC graduate. For those of you familiar with IPEC, side note, any IPECians in the house, any IPEC people in the house, raise your hand, drop a comment if you're an IPEC peep. It's always cool to see who's joining us from IPEC. And for those of you who don't know, it's a certification program. It's where I was certified as a coach. What else about me? Ranked one of the top coaches in Denver by Influence Digest. I am the founder of the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy, where we help corporate renegades ditch the 9-to-5 and repackage their genius into a six-figure coaching business. Why are we helping people do this? So they can feel passionate about what they do each day as a coach, right? That's my mission, is that when you wake up each morning, you're ripping off the covers on a Monday morning because you're so passionate to get to work, to do what you love, which is coaching, right? Coaching is a calling, and my mission is to help y'all follow your calling. So that's why we do what we do, so you can feel passionate about what you do, so you can follow your calling, and so that you can enjoy the freedom of entrepreneurship. Ain't nothing like the freedom of entrepreneurship. Now, our secret sauce, what we teach, everybody's got their own spin on things. Our secret sauce is helping coaches transition from corporate and replace their corporate income into a six-figure coaching business in a couple ways. One, in my academy, we focus on creating high-value, high-ticket coaching packages. So my goal for all my clients is you can sell 1 to 2 packages per month to replace your corporate income versus what I see going on out there, which doesn't work, burning out by selling high quantities of low ticket coaching packages. So that's our secret sauce, the first kind of piece of what sets us apart. And second, our second kind of piece of our secret sauce in the academy that I teach is we teach you how to replace your corporate income organically. You get to your first 6 figures totally organically without blowing money on Facebook ads and wasting time building complicated funnels. So that, my friends, is a little bit about me. As always, before we get started, if you'd like additional coaching support with your business, check out, there is a link in the copy of this post. So if you click on the video, you're going to see some copy next to the video. And there's a link where you can book a discovery call with my team. And what's a discovery call about? A discovery call is so we can, one, meet you, right? Meet you face to face. So we can learn more about your business challenges, your business goals, right? We're coming into the new year. Get to know a little bit about what you want to achieve in the new year. So a discovery call is a get to know you. It's your chance to ask us any questions. And we can see if you're a fit for the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy, right? It is an application-based process. So if you're a fit, we at that point would review pricing with you, and there are various pricing options. So that's it. Let me check the comments and see who's here with us before I get started. Today's topic, Marketing 101. Juicy topic. Many people have, and thank you to the people who have requested this topic, by the way. So shout out, Heather, maybe drop into the comments if you know offhand, Heather, the people who requested this topic. Shout out to those people who requested this topic. Hey, Sharon. Good morning, Sharon. Thank you for joining us. Thanks, Hallie, for tagging our people. Lori LeBlanc, one of our Superstar Academy members, Corporate to Six Figure Coach Academy members with us today. Big hugs, Lori. We've got Lorena with us today. What's up, Lorena? Wayne, welcome, Wayne. E.T., is it Etty or E.T.? I don't know. Hopefully, one of those two ways is correct. I want to pronounce your names correctly here. Lori says, I am grateful for the wonderful group in the Six Figure Coaching Academy. Everyone is so willing to help. Oh, Lori, I love you so much. Wish I could reach out and give you a big old hug. We love you right back. Lori is, like I said, a superstar member of the Academy. We are so grateful for you too, our clients. What's up, Rhonda? Rhonda's grateful for family and friends. Amen to that, Rhonda. Kristen's with us this morning. Hey, Kristen, good morning. Grateful for healthy family and friends. Health, if we ain't got health, and that could be a whole nother Facebook Live topic, man. Health comes first. If you ain't got health, you don't have anything. So I'm with you there, Kristen. What's up, Sharon? Sharon says, grateful for the resources you're providing to those of us wanting to start a coaching business. Oh, that's so wonderful, Sharon. We're so happy to have you here in the Build a Six Figure Coaching Business Facebook group. And these resources that we provide you guys are just the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more out there. So we're so happy you've been enjoying them, Sharon. Chris is here with us today. Hey, Chris, Molly Beth. Hey, Molly Beth, Rhonda, Diana. Big hugs to Diana. Marketing is Diana's specialty, her expertise. So very honored. We've got the marketing master joining us today. So Diana, feel free to chime in. I know you're a master on this topic. Diana is one of my friends, my colleagues. I've known her for a very long time. Betty Queen, love to see a Betty Queen here. What's up, Betty Queen? Who else we got here? Just reading my comments here. Health is wealth, Diana says. Amen. Okay, Soleil, welcome Soleil, Wendy. Okay, cool. Let's get going here. All right. One reminder here before we start today's topic. Marketing 101. That's today's topic, Marketing 101 for your coaching business. It can be a very overwhelming topic. It's a big topic, right? So it can feel overwhelming. I want to kind of break it down for you guys today. Before we get started, one reminder, and this is something fun that we're doing. We're going to do it until poor Heather doesn't have any more space on her calendar. But we've really been enjoying this. It's been a lot of fun, and we've been told it's been super, super helpful for our new group members. So if you have joined this Facebook group and you haven't taken advantage of this complimentary session yet, you should. We're offering this as a complimentary gift to our Facebook group members who are here with us. So here's what it is. Here's the reminder before I get going today. As a thank you for joining this Facebook group, we are personally inviting you to schedule a complimentary 20-minute business strategy session with my resident expert and community manager, Heather Copey. Okay, it's totally complimentary. It's a 20-minute strategy session on your business. It is not a sales call. There is no portion of this call where we talk sales unless you yourself have a question on the Academy. That's not what this is. This is a gift from us to you. Why are we doing this? Because we treat our Facebook group members like family. This is a complimentary perk of joining the Build a Six Figure Coaching Business Facebook group. It is not a sales call, I repeat. So here's how it works. If you want to redeem your 20-minute business strategy session with our resident expert and community manager, Heather Copey, step one is to book a call with Heather. So Heather will go ahead and she will drop her link to book a call with her for this strategy session into the chat. I will drop it in there too, just for kicks and giggles. So I'll drop it in there too. I'm sure Heather already got me. She already beat me to it. I don't need to do it. So Heather has dropped in there a link where y'all can book your complimentary business strategy session with her. We are only offering this to people who are in this Facebook group. Okay, so that's step one. Step two is you need to be checking your Facebook DM. If you book a call, Heather will be sending you a Facebook DM. It's going to have a form that you'll need to fill out prior to the call. The form is really cool. We worked on this. It's very in-depth. It won't take you too much time to fill out, but it's an audit. It's an audit, so we can audit where you are at in your business, even if you are starting from ground zero. And we absolutely recognize and acknowledge most of you are starting from ground zero. So that's okay, but we need to know what we're working with in order to create a customized strategy session that will be helpful for you. So after you book your call with Heather, that's step one. Step two is fill out an audit form, and Heather will be sending you that via Facebook DM. She might also be sending you a Facebook friend request, because otherwise sometimes the DMs will go to the junk inbox, right? So if you booked a call, keep your eyes peeled for that form. Now, what happens on the call? On the call, I'm calling it a call. It's a Zoom session. Couple things happen. One, you're going to receive a thorough business audit checklist. It is awesome. It is going to give you a high-level overview of everything you need to do to replace your corporate income with a six-figure coaching business, which is really nice to have and to keep on hand as you're trucking through and building your business. So that's the first thing you'll get from booking your call, is this checklist, which is going to be a pivotal piece of how you're going to do things here. On this session, Heather is going to dig in with you to learn what are your business challenges, what are your business goals for the new year, why, so that she can point you in the right direction with some free business training content that is tailored to your needs. So based on what you tell Heather during this business strategy session, she's going to be pulling out of you your challenges, your goals, what you want to learn. Either she's going to give you some free content based on what you share you want to learn that we have in our vault, right? That's Heather's expertise. She knows where to find it. She'll pull it out and get it to you. Or what's cool, which is what I'm doing today, if you're asking for help, it's not something I've done a free training on yet. I might just create a free upcoming Facebook Live training just for you. So if we don't have the topic that you're looking for, potentially, depending on the topic, I might just create it for you, which is kind of cool too. You will get off that 20-minute strategy session leaving with recommendations on where to focus next in order to replace your corporate income with a six-figure coaching business, right? We're trying to get you to consistent 10K months. So just a reminder, because we're not going to do this forever, right? As Heather's calendar gets crazy, at some point we're going to have to pull this perk. But I think it's been a lot of fun, and we're being told it's super helpful for people. So again, link to book your call is in the comments. Heather dropped it in. Or if you're watching either live or the replay, you can drop in strategy call. You can drop that into the comments, strategy call, and Heather will connect with you in the DMs and get you all set up with a strategy call. So you can also just drop that into the comments, and Heather can personally reach out to you and set something up. All right, that's my housekeeping tips before we get going. Today's topic, Marketing 101, baby. Marketing 101 for your coaching business. Tammy Sparks is here, another superstar client from the Corporate to Six Figure Coach Academy. Big hugs, Tammy. Let's see here. Diana says, my latest quote from my branding talk: you have the upper hand with a great personal brand as you become more in demand. Ooh, I love that quote, Diana. So good. Ruchi's here. What's up, Ruchi? Good to see you here, Ruchi. Gail's with us. What's up, Gail? All right, guys, let's get going here. Today's topic. I've had my coffee, so I'm talking a million miles a minute probably here. So let's talk about marketing. Let's talk about marketing. When it comes to marketing, we're being asked over and over again, how do I do it? How do I do it? How do I do it? What does it look like when it comes to marketing my coaching business? And more importantly, right, it's not just how do I market, right? People want to know, how do I market my coaching business in a way that attracts my ideal client avatar to me? It's not just throwing out social media posts, right? And praying and hoping for the best. We want to market your coaching business in a way that attracts your ideal clients to you. So those are the questions we hear from coaches all the time. Now, here is the struggle. By the way, y'all, we're talking about marketing today. And Soleil says, strategy call. Cool, Soleil. Heather will reach out to you for your strategy call. Good stuff. Marketing. If you have a question related to marketing, a specific question, please drop it in the comments. Because like I always say, I don't want to be a talking head here, just talking at you, talking to my cats in here. I want to talk to you, with you. So if you have a question, anything related to marketing, because it's a very wide scope, right? Drop it into the comments and I will do my best to address your questions either here on this live or, I circle back around and even if you're watching the replay, I'll circle back around. Side note, let us know who is here live versus replay. If you're here live, give me a hashtag live, baby. Give me a hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay so we know who's where and how we can help y'all. So marketing, there are so many ways to market. And here's the blessing and the curse, right? And of course, I'm a marketing lover. I'm all about marketing is like, that's the juicy stuff. My background is corporate communications, right? So it was all about I worked at different Fortune 500s. How do we create copy and content and market in a way that influences somebody that sees that or absorbs that marketing to act, to take action? So I love this stuff. Blessing and a curse. The curse is, right, for a lot of coaches, that when it comes to marketing, shiny object syndrome kicks in. Right? So what I see happening, right? You guys are hearing from all angles. Try this, try this, try this, right? Who here? I'm raising my hand as if I can see your hands, right? But give me an emoji or drop something into the comments if you, and hey, no shame, if you're suffering from shiny object syndrome when it comes to trying to figure out ways to market your coaching business, right? And no shame. We're coaches, we're curious, right? We tend to fall prey to shiny object syndrome because we see a shooting star and we get curious and we say, oh, what's that? Let me try that way. Right? So shiny object syndrome with marketing looks like, you hear something, somebody tells you, oh, this is the way to do it. And then it's kind of like you're throwing spaghetti at the wall when it comes to marketing to see what sticks. Right? So you guys know, while I'm going to acknowledge and validate, right, that is very normal. Of course, you don't know. Nobody naturally knows, right, how to set up marketing in an effective way for a coaching business. This isn't something that is taught to us when we're certified as coaches, right? So I get the whole throwing spaghetti at a wall, but why you guys are here and why I've created the Corporate to Six Figure Coach Academy is that I'm going to tell you guys when it comes to marketing and client attraction, you need to build a system so that it's never a guessing game on how to market your coaching business, right? I never want you guys to wake up on a Tuesday and be thinking, what do I do today what do I have to do today for marketing? That should never be a thing. And by the way, super stressful to wake up on a Tuesday like, oh, I got to market, I got to do something. And you're like pulling something out of your hat. Like, oh, let me see the last random email I got from some marketer telling me that their way was the right way. It's stressful. So my whole goal with my clients and with y'all is I want you to set up a system. This should be a system. This is not a guessing game when it comes to marketing or client attraction. So I want to talk to you today about 4 things. 1, I want to give you a rundown with a list of the most effective ways to market your coaching business to attract clients. I want to talk about that today. 2, I want to narrow down for you which of these marketing methods are the most critical when it comes to attracting clients on a consistent basis. So we'll do some prioritizing. 3, I want to talk about how to develop a system when it comes to using marketing in your coaching business. And 4, I want to talk about what must be in place before you can market your coaching business, right? We can't just start marketing. There are certain things that must be in place first. So those are the 4 topics I'm going to cover, but throw out those questions. Give me the old-fashioned IPEC interrupt. If you have a question, throw it into the chat and I will do some hot seat coaching and question answering as I go. Okay, just checking questions before I get started because we're about to dive right in. Steve English, my friend Steve. What's up, Steve? Big hug, Steve. How you doing, buddy? Shilpa's here. Hey, Shilpa. Linda says, often shiny object syndrome in general. I mean, we're coaches. What can we say? We're curious. I get it. Okay, just still reading through here. Hey, Gretchen, thanks for joining us today. Yvonne is here with us live. Amy Wilnack, big hugs, Amy. Amy, we went to high school together. So cool to see her here. We've got Sharon here with us live. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay. Diana, this is a good question. I can always count on Diana for the good questions. How has marketing shifted for you this past year? Do you approach marketing differently on LinkedIn versus Facebook? Ooh, Diana. Ooh, that might have to be Diana. Heather, will you make a note? Heather, by the way, Heather Copey is, in case y'all didn't know, most of you I think do. Heather is on team Six Figure Coach here. Heather's on my team. Heather, will you make a note? I want to create a training on just that topic. That's a great topic. That's a whole nother, I will talk to you guys about what strategies for me have worked this year in terms of marketing and how exactly what Diana said, how has marketing shifted for me this past year. I'll do a separate training on that because I could do a whole separate training on that. I would say just high level, Diana, and I'll get into this more and we'll do a separate training on this. I think a couple things. I think what I've realized, I'm starting to move, Diana, more into when it comes to social media marketing, what we're seeing is the most effective, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn, and this isn't something I suppose that's new, right? We've known about this for a while, but for me, it's something that I'm trying to focus on more because it takes a lot of effort, and that is doing my social media marketing with a lot of storytelling. Right. So instead of just throwing up there, talking about, testimonials, join my program, right. Where we get the most engagement when it comes to social media marketing is storytelling and being very vulnerable and, sharing, how you went through something tough and came through on the other end. Those are the posts that always get the highest engagement and bring people closer into your sphere. So I've definitely been moving more in that direction. What else, Diana? And again, just high level, Diana. I'll do a whole separate training on this. You guys have definitely seen me in terms of marketing. I've really leaned into, doing these boot camps. And, the Choose Your Niche, Nail Your Messaging boot camp, right? This is when I get a sea of clients in all at once. Every single boot camp I have run so far, except for the first one, every other boot camp has been at least a six-figure launch. So that's been a big one too, right? We're really leaning into the launch, the boot camp as a big pull for bringing in clients. Approaching LinkedIn versus Facebook. Yeah, I think I'll cover that more in the separate training. Gosh, these are good questions. So yeah, Diana, stay tuned. I'll dig into that more in a separate training. Love the question. Cool. Steve says, thank you for sharing with me about LinkedIn ProFinder back in 2019. Oh my gosh, memories. ProFinder. And you guys sanity check me, ProFinder on LinkedIn. It's not exactly the same anymore, is it? They've kind of deconstructed that and it doesn't work the same way it used to. Steve, keep me honest here. Is ProFinder still pumping out? I think it's not called ProFinder anymore. It's like they kind of renamed it and it's not as, I feel like ProFinder is not as effective as it used to be. I'm off ProFinder now altogether. So Steve, are you still using that? Share with the group. Okay, so let's get into marketing. I want to be clear here before I get started. There's a difference between client attraction strategies and marketing. Client attraction strategies and marketing. And here's what I mean. It's kind of like saying the difference between a square and a rectangle, right? marketing is a piece of client attraction. When it comes to ways to attract clients, client attraction strategies, building a client attraction system, right? They're not all marketing related. There are other kind of non-marketing ways to attract clients. So, in module 4 of the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy, which is a piece of my program, module 4 of my program is client attraction systems. So we do talk a lot about marketing, but there are other ways to attract clients too, right? Outreach is a big one. Outreach is a big one. Building a referral tree, PR, right? Getting published, media mentions, getting on other people's podcasts, optimizing your social media profile so that you can attract clients. So I just want to be clear. I'm going to talk about marketing today, but it's not like this is an all-inclusive list of all the things you could do to attract clients. There are many things you can do to attract clients. That's all a part of module 4 in my Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy. Today, we're going to focus on just some of the big milestones of marketing. I'm not going to share every single marketing strategy that ever was out there. That's just going to overwhelm you guys even more. But I want to share the pieces of marketing that I think are the most important as you're standing up your coaching business. So there are 2 types of marketing that I want to be talking about today. Pre-launch. So before your business has launched, pre-launch. Let's see here. A little bit more. Okay. Pre-launch. Pre-launch. So pre-launch and post-launch, 2 types of marketing. We're setting up our marketing pre-launch, and then after when I say launch, meaning you've launched your business, right? The website went live, right? You've officially you've pulled back the curtains, you've launched. That's a different type of marketing strategy. So we're going to talk about marketing pre-launch versus marketing post-launch. So let's talk about pre-launch. First thing here with pre-launch is the good old-fashioned website, okay? Your website. Now, when I say your website, I don't just mean you have a website. I'm talking about your website is optimized, right? Optimized. I like that word because it's not just about, oh, yeah, I've got a website. For some people, right, and this is sometimes what I do as part of like auditing clients, right? You look at their website and you're like, that ain't working for you. Your website has to be optimized. What do I mean by that? High level here. I'm talking about your copy, first of all, right? You have to be writing copy in a way that is drawing in your ideal client avatars to you. Your copy should be clear. Your copy should be eliciting some kind of an emotion. It should be hitting on the pain points of your ideal client avatars, and it should be planting a seed about what could be, right? The dream, the goal, the vision. So your copy better be on point. Now, in the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy, we have templates. We also have an amazing copy coach. I don't know, for any of you guys who know JJ Carolyn, who is also from IPEC, JJ is an incredible copy coach who is a member of the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy. And the cool thing is, in the Academy, we give our clients all the templates to create their websites. So we give you your copy templates, you fill them out, and then you've got your copy coach, JJ, will run copy calls and give our clients edits so that all of their copy is on point. So that's the big one, right? When I'm talking about optimizing your website, your copy better be on point. Also the design, right? The design, the aesthetic, the branding, right? You want to have elevated branding. Elevated branding, right? The idea here with optimizing your website, you're drawing in your ideal client avatar. Your ideal client avatar should be looking at the copy, reading it, and what should they be doing? They should be nodding their head up and down as they're reading your copy going, oh, this is me. She's talking about me. Like, people say that to me all the time. You're in my head. How did you know that? Like, you guys can go over to my website, bettykempa.com, And I want you to just see, are you nodding your head up and down? I hope you are, because I'm writing my copy in a way that should be aligned with what my ideal client avatars say they're struggling with. Your website being optimized needs to show off your signature method and your high value package. Again, why are we optimizing our website? We want a couple things, okay? One, with that website, what are we trying to do? We're trying to get emails. That's a piece of it, right? Not everybody's ready to book a call or buy from you the second they see your website, right? The buying cycle sometimes is not like that. Sometimes it is, but you better have your website set up to be collecting those emails so that you are able to continue to market to people behind the scenes so that when they're ready to buy, you're the first person they think of. So that's number one with the website being optimized. You better have it set up to attract those emails. You better have it set up to get some calls booked, some discovery calls booked, right? We want your website set up so that when somebody visits it, the second they're like, yep, this resonates with me, they're able to book a call. It's in front of their face. It's not confusing. The buttons are in the right place. The funnels are working correctly, right? So we're collecting emails. We're getting people to book a call on our website. And last but not least, your website being optimized. I mean, you want to think of your website like your storefront. I come from a corporate retail background. I won't even get into it, but I was at various different corporate retailers, and you think of your website like your storefront. So a piece of this is also branding, right? When somebody comes on your website, they're looking at your branding. What hurts my heart sometimes, I know some coaches that are the best in the business as far as a coach. They're the best in the business as far as being a coach. I look at their marketing on their website and I'm like, oh, because it doesn't showcase them with an elevated branding to align with the type of coach that they actually are. So you think of this as your storefront, right? Your branding better be elevated and on point. This builds trust. This is kind of, people will do a check. They'll kind of do a peek of your website as they're getting ready for the call with you, right? To see, is this person legit? Is this person elevated? Is this a high level person that I want to work with? Okay, so website optimized, pre-launch marketing item number one. Again, you guys, I'm just checking back and forth with the comments. Hey, Meg, thanks for joining us. Veronica, thanks for joining us. What's up, Sarah? Cool. And then it's so funny how Facebook, I see certain comments on my phone and I see certain comments on the screen. Steve about ProFinder says it seems to be working similarly. Ooh, Steve, lucky you. Maybe I've been the frog in the boiling water there and didn't see the change. I thought they stopped accepting new coaches. Yeah, so I thought they stopped accepting new coaches too. So, hey, keep that on the DL. Keep going with that, Steve. If it's still working for you, heck yeah. I'm so glad that that's still going strong for you. That's awesome, Steve. Thanks for sharing that. Second piece of marketing pre-launch, second piece of marketing pre-launch is your lead magnet. Lead magnet. Anybody know what a lead magnet is? Drop that into the comments. Does anybody know what a lead magnet is? Drop it into the comments, please. What's a lead magnet? I'll tell you guys my definition. Sometimes it's helpful to hear how other people describe thing. By the way, there should be a glossary for new coaches when it comes to marketing and all things related to coaching business, right? A lot of these terms are new for people. When I'm talking about a lead magnet, this is also known as an opt-in. So sometimes you'll hear it referred to as an opt-in. Sometimes you'll hear it referred to as a freebie. Okay, so usually what this is, you go to somebody's website. Usually they have on the home page, somewhere above the fold. When I say above the fold, that means before you scroll down on the home page. So you go to their website, usually it's on their home page. They're offering you some kind of a goodie. It's a free item in exchange for your email. So when I was telling you guys about you better be getting emails from your website, you need to have a lead magnet that you're offering on your website. So typically a lead magnet could be a guide, right? A PDF, a checklist. It could be a video training, right? You could do some kind of a training on video and offer that. It could be a podcast episode. It could be an audio. Whatever it is, it's some juicy piece of free content that is going to help your ideal client avatars in some way. Okay? So you need to have a juicy lead magnet. In the Corporate to Six Figure Coach Academy, of course, we have templates for your lead magnet. So whether you want to do a video lead magnet, we have a template for that with a landing page that you can use to create a video lead magnet. And it's a pretty cool template too, because as somebody watches your video, right underneath on this landing page of the template that we have, there's a way that people can book a call right while they're watching this video, your lead magnet video. So we have templates in the academy. We have, guide templates in the academy, so you know how to outline a guide if you're creating a guide. I kind of want you guys to think about when you're creating a lead magnet, please don't just throw something out there. And here's what I mean. A lead magnet is usually someone's first impression of you. It's their first impression of you. So if you just chuck something out there and like, I'm just trying to get emails, it's so important that from the jump, you set forth an elevated, informative first impression, right? So that people want to continue to consume your content. You almost want to think about when you're creating a lead magnet, I almost want you to think about it as you want people to receive that and be like, I can't believe she gave that away for free. I cannot believe she gave that away for free. You almost want to think about the lead magnet as it's almost worth $100. That's how valuable it is. You're creating it almost as if it's worth $100, but you're giving it away for free. So very important that you come out the gate with this lead magnet the right way. Side note, if the title of your lead magnet is falls flat, wah, right? If it's a boring title or if the topic falls flat, if you're speaking in coach language and not in the language of your ideal client avatar, the title is everything. Because if they look at your title of your lead magnet and they're like, I don't get it, or I'm not, it's not helpful, you're not going to get the downloads. So super, super important that you have a business coach cross-checking your title, or you could spend hours on creating this awesome lead magnet and the title sucks and then nobody's going to download your lead magnet. Okay. Let's see if I can catch up with your questions here as I'm talking here. So let's see. Linda says the thing that hooks people to get in their email. Exactly, Linda. Thank you. Kristen, the free thing of value you give someone when they give you your email. Exactly, Kristen. Soleil got it. Yep. Diana says, you're speaking my language today, Betty. Yeah, you and me, Diana, we do speak the same language. And Heather added the LinkedIn versus Facebook marketing topic. Cool. Yeah, and Heather will let you know Diana and the rest of you guys too. That's a great topic. I think just in general, that's a good topic of, I could share with you guys maybe in an upcoming live, just like lessons I've learned this year in my business. I could do one related to marketing. I could do just one in general and how I'm going to be approaching the new year differently. So that's always interesting. I'll share. That's what I do with my clients is I'm always sharing my learnings. I'm the guinea pig. I go out there and I try all the crazy stuff. I see what works and what doesn't, and I come back and I report to my clients. Okay, so lead magnet. Number 3, this is pre-launch. You got to have it in place. Number 3 is an email automated nurture sequence. Email automated nurture sequence. Okay. Email automated nurture sequence. Okay, what am I talking about? An email nurture sequence, it is automated, right? This is when somebody downloads your lead magnet. We don't want to just give them the lead magnet, right? They give us their email and we're like, here, have a nice life. Like, here's your checklist. Nah, right? When they give us their email, they are now going to be automatically added to our email marketing system, right? Some of you guys are going to use MailChimp, MailerLite. I mean, drop into the comments, y'all. Anybody that has an email marketing system set up, drop into the comments. What are you using? I'm currently using MailChimp. I might change that at some point. ConvertKit, MailerLite. There's all kinds of different email marketing services out there. But when somebody downloads your lead magnet, that's going to trigger an email automated nurture sequence. Now, let me tell you this. The first email they get after downloading your lead magnet, after giving you their email for the lead magnet, that first email they get is going to have the highest open rate you'll ever have in your entire life. Over 50%, if you're doing it right, over 50% of your people should be opening that email, the email number one. So you better believe email number one better be stellar. It better be stellar. Now, we have templates for the entire email auto nurture sequence. I like to use 5 emails as part of the automated sequence. People will get 5 emails automated sent to them when they download a lead magnet. And we have templates for that. We give those to our clients in the academy. But I'm just telling you guys, email number one better be stellar. Because that's the first email somebody's going to get. And then after that, again, there's some people that will do like a 3 email nurture sequence. I like to do a 5. Why not? We have their attention in the beginning more than we ever will. So I like to do a 5 email nurture sequence. And again, this is something that I teach in the academy, how to create these. We give you guys templates. Part of the email nurture sequence is you're teaching, right? You're showing up as an expert. You're showing your expertise. And it's also nice within these email nurture sequence to share some of your story, right? Because they're meeting you for the first time. Number 4 in the final pre-launch marketing piece that you want to have in place. And side note, this isn't all inclusive. There's a ton of marketing out there. But I'm just trying to focus for you guys on what I think are the big rocks, okay? So number 4, the final pre-launch marketing to have in place is your business launch communication strategy. Biz launch com strategy. So what am I talking about here? I'm talking about, and this is what I see happen, and I don't like this because it makes me sad. People will spend all this money, all this time on a website. Their website goes live. They're super excited. They will post on Facebook, oh my gosh, my website went live. Check it out, blah, blah, blah. Their friends and family and their fellow coaches will say, great job, looks great. And that's it. That's it. That's the launch. Nope, do not passcode, do not collect 200. That should not be the way you launch, right? So in the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy, we have an entire lesson about creating a business launch communication strategy. Again, this goes back to my expertise in the corporate world, right? Anytime we launched a new product, etc., there was a communication launch strategy, right? I was a corporate communications leader at Sephora headquarters for a period of time. If you think about when we would launch a new lipstick, right? It's not just like you're throwing the lipstick on the shelf and like hoping for the best, right? That's kind of what people are doing with their coaching business. There's the website. I hope it works, No, when a new lipstick launches, right, it's an entire marketing strategy that happens, that goes out to get people geared up about this new shade of lipstick. I want you guys to start treating your coaching business like a Fortune 500 company. Start treating your coaching business like a Fortune 500 company. So you need a business launch communication strategy to draw in your network, to leverage the network you already have, to get people in your network just as excited about the launch of your business as you are. To leverage your referral sources who can also help boost the announcement of your launch. You want to draw people in with curiosity. What's she working on? What does she have? Right? You're drawing in your ideal client avatars. Maybe there's a special, right? Part of the communication launch strategy that we teach in the academy is you can offer some kind of a special, right? When you're first starting for your founders, the people that are helping you found your business. But your business launch communication strategy, Do not just say, oh, my website went live. And side note, don't feel bad if you've already launched and you're like, that kind of fell flat, right? I have people that have launched, they'll join the academy, will update their website. I typically have to do a lot of work helping people update and re-optimize their website. And then we'll do a relaunch. I love a good relaunch. So don't feel in the dumps if you're like, I already launched and that fell flat and I missed that opportunity, right? We do a relaunch with people. So don't worry about that. All right. So those are the 4 biggies for pre-launch. Let's talk about post-launch. Post-launch. Drop your questions in. If you have any questions about pre-launch marketing strategies. Marketing 101. Remember, this is beginners marketing. We're not getting into the crazy stuff yet. I want to talk about marketing post-launch. 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 Okay, what happens post-launch in the marketing world? What do you got to do to market your coaching business after you've launched, after your website's gone live, you did the business communication launch strategy, you got all these people excited, then what? Right? People are sitting there like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to post on social media? What do I do? So first thing I'm going to say that is important that you should do right away is create some form of free weekly training content. Free weekly training content. Okay, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? Free weekly training content. What are you talking about, Betty? Number 1, I want to talk about free weekly training content. I'm talking about everybody here at some point needs to decide, right? And let me back up for a second. When it comes to marketing, here's my goal for all of you, and this is definitely my goal for each of my clients in the academy. It's not just about, I chose a niche, okay? When you join the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy, my goal for all my clients and what I want for all of you, we want to elevate you as an expert authority in your space. You should become the go-to expert authority in your space, right? It's not just like, oh yeah, that's that person's focus. No, when somebody thinks of your niche, your specific messaging, your niche, they're like, yes, right? They're like, Kristen is the go-to expert in that space. She's the one that's cornered the market. So going back to the free weekly training content, I want all of you guys to make a decision. How do you want to show up for your audience on a weekly basis? Okay. Either you're going to want to start a podcast, a blog, or do live video like I'm doing right now, right? Now, by all means, right? You can do a combination of these things. I'm just saying when you're first getting started, let's not get crazy, right? When you're first getting started, let's just pick one form of free weekly training content, blow it up, make it awesome, and then you can add on later. Again, side note, not to go too far down the rabbit hole, what's cool is you can repurpose your content, right? What's cool is this live video I'm doing today, I can get this transcribed by a VA. She can put it into a blog, and now I have a blog of this very live video. So by all means, no matter if you decide I'm going to be a podcaster, I'm going to be a blogger, or I'm going to do live video once a week, whatever you choose, the cool thing is you can still repurpose all that content. That's something we teach in the academy, is how to set that up on automated. Bottom line, you need to decide same time, same place. This free weekly training content is going to go live, right? Why are we doing this? It's showing you're an expert. I want you to be known as the expert authority in this space, right? This is going to build your visibility. It's going to get you new connections. And eventually it's going to get people to book calls. You guys notice on every live video, this is a funnel, right? When you do some form of live training content, whether it's a blog, video, or podcast, it's going to funnel you somewhere else, right? So when I'm doing a live video, I'm telling people, reminder, book a discovery call. Reminder, right? If I stop doing these live weekly videos, let me tell you, the calendar would be quiet. Right? So y'all need to decide some form of free weekly training content. Drop into the comments, what is your form of free weekly training content that you're either doing currently or that you think you're going to be interested in doing once your business is up and running. Are you a live video person, a blogger, or a podcaster, right? And they're all great, right? But you need to pick one and show up on a consistent basis. Now, how do you decide the topics to go live on each week? First, it's got to be on your niche topic only. Please don't be talking about topics that are not related to your niche. That is going to confuse your customer base. Number two, what's cool is once you've developed a signature method, which you all should have a signature method, once you've developed, and this is something I teach in Mod 2 of my Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy, we teach you how to create your own signature method, right? You can pick out pieces of your signature method and say, oh, I'm going to do a blog on that this week, or I'm going to do a podcast on that this week. And last but not least, the best way to choose a topic for free weekly training content is the pain point that your audience experiences or questions they have, right? Like Diana just gave me an awesome question. I'm thinking to myself, ooh, if I go down that rabbit hole, it's going to be on 2 hours with you guys today. So I'm going to do that as a separate training, right? So when you're trying to decide, what do I do my free weekly training content? It should be the questions that your ideal client avatars have. It's the questions that they have. It's the pain points they're experiencing, okay? Number 6, post-launch. Number 6, marketing item number 6, social media. You should have a content marketing strategy and calendar. Social media, right? We need a content marketing strategy / calendar. Right? It's a lot of words, but here's what I'm trying to say. Please do not wake up on a Wednesday and just post something random on social media. That's not a strategy. That's not a strategy, okay? So let me break this down for you. When it comes to social media, when it comes to creating a content marketing strategy, right? When it comes to creating a calendar, y'all should have post-launch a calendar, a social media content marketing calendar. First thing I want to say when you're just starting out is to focus on one platform. When you're just starting, when you're more advanced, by all means, you can be on multiple platforms. When you're just starting out, I would recommend focus on one social media platform, whether that's LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. Focus on one social media platform and dominate it. Dominate it. Now, how do you decide which platform? It should be where your people hang out. Wherever your ideal client avatars hang out, that's where you're going to hang out. And you're going to dominate that platform. Okay? What I would, recommend you doing is to create a month worth of social media topics that you want to post about for the upcoming month, right? So it's November 29th. Going into December 1st, I am going to have an entire calendar of social media topics. I'm not going to have all the topics written, blown out, but I'm going to have the topics. I know November 29th going into December, what my topics are going to be. I have a calendar for my social media going into December. So at the end of each month, you want to be creating your calendar for the following month. You don't need to create all the actual collateral unless you want to, but you at the very least need to know what topics you're going to post about the following month, right? For me, this is just the way I do it. Everybody has their own way of doing things. I like to create my monthly calendar going into the following month so I know what my topics are. And then for me, I have an office day once a week where I don't work with clients. And on my office day, I create a week's worth of my content, my social media. So I look at my calendar and I can see what's coming up the following week. And so on my office day, that's when I'll actually create the collateral, right? I'll create the collateral. That's just how I do it. You are going to need to figure out a way to do it that's best for you. What I really want to say is I want to recommend when it comes to creating content marketing, social media, etc., you want to batch your content creation, right? That means doing it all at once versus doing it, you wake up, it's like, it's 8 a.m. I have to quick come up with something to post, right? That's not a strategic way of doing things. Again, the good news, there are tricks and tips to repurpose your content. Now, my recommendation is to post 5 days a week, 5 days a week. And if that stresses you out, the good news is there are tricks and tips to repurpose your content. And this is something that we teach as well. I would say when you're first starting out, right, you already know you need to do free weekly training content. Best way to do it is to anchor to your free weekly training content. You know, I would first and foremost decide what are 12 free weekly training topics that I want to teach in the upcoming quarter, right? Because if you can pick 12 topics that you want to do your free weekly training content on, you've just created a quarter's worth of this is what I'm going to do for the next quarter as far as my free weekly training content. From there, step 2, then I like to go to my social media, my monthly calendar, and then I'll incorporate into my monthly calendar the weekly training topics, right? Because if you're posting 5 days a week, right, one of those days a week is going to be your weekly training topic. That's one post a week, the weekly training topic, and then you have 4 other days to post, right? Now in my program, of course, that is what I teach. I teach you guys how do you come up with 4 things to post other than your weekly training topic, right? I help my clients. I give you guys a calendar in the academy. I give them a calendar, and I help you guys customize, you know, how to build out a content marketing calendar, so you know exactly what you're going to post and what resonates with your people. That's what we teach. The other thing we have in the academy is a Canva graphic toolkit. Anybody out there use Canva? Drop into the comments if you use Canva. Canva is a very cool way to create social media posts. It's a great way to create graphics. I actually hired a social media graphic designer. She created a library of Canva graphics just for coaches. And then she created training on how to customize those graphics to your brand, to your coaching business. So that's a part of what we give our clients in the academy. Okay. So again, Kristen says, how many posts a week? I recommend 5, right? We're blowing this baby up. And if you're worried about that, that's what I teach, right? I teach people, how do you come up with these 5 things to post a week? And the cool thing is we're going to anchor to the free weekly training content, and we can repurpose the heck out of that. Third thing, before we close out, 2 more things before we close out today. Third thing you want post-launch when it comes to marketing is your weekly emails. Your weekly emails. Weekly emails. Here's what I mean. I talked already about the 5 automated emails that people get when they download your lead magnet. That's an automated nurture sequence, right? It's meant to nurture people into your world. But you can't leave them hanging after that, right? They get the 5 automated emails and then you're like, bye. No, right? You still want to be emailing the people who are now in your email database on a weekly basis, at least, right? So the cool thing is you can repurpose your social media content into weekly emails. There is a way to do that. And it's what I do. Now let me just back up. There are many different ways and strategies to come up with what you should email your list each week. There are many different ways and strategies. If you're curious about seeing my strategy, what I email my list each week, so you can kind of get an idea of how I'm leveraging my social media content, I leverage it with my email list. DM me and DM me your email. I will add you into my email list and you can see how I'm doing it, right? You can kind of see how I'm using the strategy that I teach. So if you want to be on my email list and see how I'm using my social media content and baking them into weekly emails, DM me your email and I'll add you to my list so you can learn. The final thing post-launch, from a marketing standpoint, that's a big one before we sign off today, is you want to be doing a quarterly launch. Quarterly launch. Okay. Now, what's a quarterly launch? What's a launch? What's a launch? Here's what I'm talking about when I say launch. My recommendation, once you're up and going, you need to have some kind of a masterclass, a free masterclass, or a boot camp, right? So you need to have either a free masterclass or a boot camp, like you guys have seen my Choose Your Niche boot camp. One or the other, a free masterclass or a boot camp. And you should be doing this at least on a quarterly basis, at least. Now, what is this? This is a big event and it's free. The goal here is we're trying to get a bunch of people to register. And what you should know is that at any given point in time, 3% of your audience is ready to buy. So when you're thinking about your sales goals, right, that's how you work into how many people do I have to get registered for my upcoming launch. And what I want to tell you guys is, for anybody that's tried to do a masterclass before, this strategy, when it comes to marketing, it's much more than just throwing out a masterclass and nobody bought. I don't know why nobody bought after my masterclass. You have to market it strategically ahead of time. It's not just about the masterclass. It's about what you do before the masterclass or the boot camp, the marketing leading up to it, and even more important, it's about the marketing you do after the masterclass or after the boot camp. Right? Super, super important. So this is another thing we teach in the academy. And this has been a big one, right? You're launching. Once you get your marketing up and running, you better be launching. That's a big one on a consistent basis. Now, I told you guys that I'd help you narrow down which of these marketing methods are the most critical when it comes to attracting clients on a consistent basis. And what I will tell you is all the things I listed as far as pre-launch, you have to do those. Right? Those are just items on your checklist. This is what I teach my clients how to do. You have to do all those pre-launch items. Now, when it comes to post-launch, right, there are so many different ways to market post-launch. What I've done today is to narrow down for you guys what I think are some of the most important post-launch marketing items to focus on. If you were to ask me, I would say the weekly training content is the most important. Right? Just like you guys see me going live in here once a week, right? You guys know you can count on me every Tuesday at 10 a.m. I'm here once a week. Your audience needs to learn how to count on you too. That once a week, same time, same place, you're going to be giving them some free wisdom. Now, I'm a crazy person, so I'm staying here. I'm on this call for like an hour. You don't need to do that, right? I get excited and I love to talk about this stuff. You could go live for 10 minutes. That's 10 minutes you could go live as long as you're providing value. Okay. So to me, that's one of the most important things. I think the content marketing, right? Again, if you're not posting on social media 5 times a week, you're missing the mark. And the launch, right? For 2023, you guys, I better see all of you guys launching. That's either a masterclass where you're getting people to register or some kind of a live launch or a boot camp. That has got to be a piece of your strategy, right? This is how I ended up tracking to 7 figures in my business, is the launch. And this is what I teach in the academy, okay? It's how to launch. As far as developing a system, when it comes to marketing in your coaching business, right? Because this is where it can get hard. You guys are seeing all this marketing and you're like, yo, I don't have time for this. This feels overwhelming. I just wanted to coach, right? So here's the cool thing. And this is what I teach in the academy. Some of this marketing, right, you have to do, right? Like it's called mic time, right? When we talk about like I'm going live on camera, I can't outsource this. I got to do this, right? So what I teach you guys in the academy is when it comes to all the marketing, which of these elements can only you do as the CEO? And which of these elements can you outsource or delegate or automate? Right? Because most of your marketing, good news, you can outsource, delegate, and automate. And the cool thing is, once you start developing free weekly training content, and only you can do that, right? You can find ways to chop up the free weekly training content and repurpose it. Repurpose it for your social media and your email. Right? There are ways to do that. In the academy, we teach you how to set up a system, right? So you as the CEO are spending time on only the pieces of marketing that only you can do. And the rest of it, you're automating, you're outsourcing, you're delegating, right? That's what we teach in the academy, is building out that system. Now, last but not least, I told you guys I would tell you what must be in place before you can market in your coaching business. Because some of you guys are bearing at the bit, like, yeah, I'm going to get off this call, I'm going to start marketing. You have to have a couple things in place before you start marketing, or it's not going to work, right? You have to have a niche. You got to have a niche, right? If you're posting on social media about any old life coach thing, like, achieving your goals, and like, people aren't going to understand who you help with what. So you have to have a niche. You have to have your messaging on point. Your I help who with what, so that statement. And last but not least, so that's 2 things that have to be in place before you can market. The third is you must optimize your social media profiles. And this is something else I teach in the academy as well, right? Because if I'm posting on social media and I'm doing great, what's the first thing somebody does? They're going to click on my profile and go check out my social media profile. If your social media profile is not optimized to funnel people into your system to either book calls or get on your email list, you're missing the mark, right? So those 3 things have to be in place before you start marketing. All right, you guys, so I don't want to keep you any longer because this was a big topic today. There you have it, Marketing 101. Drop a comment below. What is your biggest takeaway from today's session? Drop a comment below. What is your biggest takeaway from today's session? Drop a comment below. What is your biggest takeaway from today's session? Sharon says, thank you. This has been so informative. Oh, you are so welcome, Sharon. Diana, it's been a game changer for me in creating long form content that they can be repurposed. My VA helps with that. Yeah, amen, Diana. It is a game changer. That is the coolest thing, right? Is you can show up, do your weekly training content, right? And as long as you either have the right VA or you train them the right way, they can chop it all up, right? And then you can use that to repurpose with your social media, your emails, and more. Coolest thing ever. So drop into the comments, what is your biggest takeaway? Lori says, frequently putting out your content. Yeah, and it's showing up, right? And this is something that you guys, when I used to run half marathons, I used to always say, lace up, show up. Lace up, show up, even on the days when you don't want to, even on the days where you feel like nobody's listening. Lace up, show up, because it's about keeping in front of people so that when they are ready to buy, you're the first person they think of, right? We can't force people to buy before they're ready. So the name of the game with marketing is staying in front of people so that when they're ready to buy, you're the first person they think of. Rhonda says, this was amazing. Learned so much. Got to get my pre-launch strategy together. Yes, Rhonda. Rhonda, you make sure you book a call with Heather, either a discovery call or a business strategy session, girl, so we can help you out. Natasha, your lead magnet needs to be super valuable. Yep. Soleil, show up. Yep. So good, so good. Okay, guys, as always, if you're ready to do the dang thing and to build your 6-figure coaching business, there's a link to book a discovery call in the comments near this video so we can explore whether you'd be a good fit for the academy. It is an application-based process. If you're looking to join our Corporate to 6-Figure Coach Academy, it is an application-based process. We don't accept everybody, right? We're looking for people that are a good fit for, every person affects the vibe of the tribe, but we love speaking with you guys, learning more about your business goals and exploring how we can help you achieve them, right? So we're getting closer to January 2023. If you're waiting for January to kick it into high gear for your coaching business, don't do it, right? The work we do today is the work that's going to show up within the next 90 days. So you want to start working today so that comes into fruition going into January. I will give you guys a little FYI for our academy, the Corporate to 6-Figure Coach Academy. Our prices are permanently raising in 2023. They're permanently going up. So if you're even a little bit curious, now is your chance to book a discovery call, bare minimum. So we can talk through whether you'd be a fit. And, once we have that conversation, we can go over price points with you so that you have a sense of that before our prices permanently go up in 2023. So that's it. See you guys same time, same place, every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Build a 6-Figure Coaching Business Facebook group. If you have any ideas on topics, let Heather Copey know. Be sure you check your DMs. Heather is probably DMing you as we speak to make sure that you have everything you need in this group. Have a wonderful week, y'all, and I'll catch you on the flip side.